We're here. Hey, one of my favorite teachers, top 8 of teachers. Like when you go on my MySpace profile, he's up there with teachers. He sent a quote in the group chat the other day. Yeah. And I'm a waterhead at times. It got me. I was looking in the mirror like, man, you know what? You can do this. Mr. Tory, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm enjoying my day off. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to get down to some business.
Very modest. Very modest. I think I want to go here first. I do. J. Cole released an album called The Fall Off. We've been waiting for it for a while. And I'm really, really glad we got it. I'm happy that we got this amazing album. It sounds really good. Like from a production standpoint, from a hip hop standpoint, I'm a big fan. I think it's amazing. I also, and I'll say this now, because I'm gonna say again later, I think it might be his weakest album in his own catalog. I can't think of, I think maybe Sideline Story, where I might like, but I think this is really high. It's not like a bad album. It's amazing. That's my word. Um, so yeah, I would love to hear some people's favorite songs from it. Mine is like Poor Things. Who the TF is you. I like what else I like? Well, what's on here? Um, and one song I don't like, The Let Out. Anybody else would like to share?
Oh
No, that
well, go
so
ahead, Tristan. Go
bet
ahead, jump in.
bet. So I mean, that's saying a lot, I would say. Right now, I will be very honest. I've only made it to safety. What is that, like track three? So I haven't got too far into the album, right? But at least the first two songs I've gotten into, it's been decent,
That
right? I
that's
feel
that's
like
track two, sir.
it has great potential, more
That's
than
literally the second.
I wouldn't.
That's the second
Well,
track.
You just getting
Third track.
started. You can't say that much.
Got the tape.
yeah,
That-
that's why
Well,
I
do you
thought
like
I'd get out there
safety?
first.
Do you,
You know,
do you like safety?
But sa- safety's good. 2-6 is
All
good. I
right,
like those songs.
all right.
Got a little bit more journey to go. I will say it is a little intimidating though. That's a lot of songs to get through. So I think that's my only real critique where I've only gotten the two songs. But it's a lot.
Now, Tristan, let me ask you this, and this is just as a consumer of music. I know you have a life, things you do. What are some of the things that were like the barriers of like listening to the whole album? Not saying you don't want to, but just like, oh, I gotta go to work, I gotta go something, or
Yeah.
I want to listen to something else.
When I sit down and listen to an album, I want to listen to it in its entirety. I want to consume it the way that I feel like the artist intended, right? So I want to hear his full body of work. I want to hear the story arc that he's trying to tell through the music. And I just didn't have that much time to invest in it yet. But in the car, or at least in my little workout, I've heard the hits, right? I've seen the videos, so 2 Sixes is the first two songs. So I need to invest some time in it, but that's the goal, right? So I can appreciate his art because I do appreciate it and want to give it its time. But it's a lot.
Thank you, Tori. You got something to say, man?
Um, I think it's good. I think it's definitely one of those things. The more you listen to it, the more you can pick out little gems and nuggets. One of those type of things. Definitely a sit and listen to type thing. Um, uh, some of the standouts for me, of course, 2 6. I think Quick Stop is a phenomenal song. Um, Legacy, uh, Four Things, Bus Road Blues. I find myself going back to. It's also very funny hearing people like of the world try to like say some of these names. Like, oh, they're like, oh, Bounce Road, like, yeah, Bounce Road Blues. That's one of my favorite songs. I just be like,
Like,
oh,
no, that's not how you say
that's
that.
that's not how you say that. That's not,
Bounce with me, bounce with me.
yeah, like I'm glad he didn't have like a song, a Skybo Road in because they like, man,
Oh,
that
that Skibo
Skibo,
would have went
that
crazy.
Skibo go crazy.
Well, I mean, since we're on the topic of Fayetteville, I gotta charge him a little veal tax. All right.
What's the
I
deal with
don't
that?
know. He gotta get some veal tax because he really is Bunts Road. He's shouting everybody out. And it's not a bad thing.
Okay.
But he is naming the whole map of Fayetteville, just everything, just a lot of stuff. Grace Creek. And that might have been another song. But I'm charging him some veal tax because I'm calling the boy out. The Market House. I'm not cool with the Market House. And that's definitely pivotal part in the song 2-6. He making niggas. Y'all can come visit Fayetteville. We ain't the worst things in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if I may, I've been looking forward to this album for a long time. And I have to look at it very objectively because I connect with the subject matter, right? And I don't want to ruin the plot of the album for you, Tristin, but I have to just a little bit because the concept of the album is very approachable, right? The front end songs, I'm 29 years old, returning back to Fayetteville. The back end song, side B, I'm 39 years old, returning back to Fayetteville, and you're getting two perspectives from me. And I connect with the material because I left Fayetteville when I was 21 and came back in my late 20s. And the first time I came back, I was next to my wife and I wept, right? Like, just because I'm coming back and connecting with my hometown for the first time in years and coming full circle. So I have to sit aside the emotional aspect of the record in that I connect with the record and I'm proud of it. If I just look at it on an objective basis, this record is roughly an 8.4 out of 10, right? Like, it's a double disc, so it does take some time to get through. You cannot listen to it passively, right? Because there's a narrative thread that runs through it, right? He's a songwriter, he's a lyricist. If you listen to it passively, you're not going to get as much value as you should out of it. But I love this record. I think it's a very enjoyable listen. I think it's got great replay value. I think you can make the argument that it should have been consolidated down to 20 songs. I think it's not for everybody, right? It's not necessarily gonna bring in any people who didn't already love Cole already. And then some people also aren't gonna love it because they aren't gonna love how much singing he did on it. But I thought he sounded great. And usually he can't sing, but he must have took some singing lessons or something, because 90% of the time on this record when he was singing, it was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah, I do think he's I think he said in a clip, I don't know exactly where, but he was saying that Drake had put him on the voice lessons. I do think so I do hear strength in his voice. Absolutely. That does sound really good. And you know what, Kevin? I do admire that, because and maybe that's something we talked about the album, and we talked about how people that's not from Fayetteville or even North Carolina hear it. And even me listening to it, it's a lot of stuff that I relate with and that I've been there, where I'm just like even the let out, like, I don't know how sonically how it sounds, but also like I do understand, like, going to Wally World, and at one point it was fine. Like, I'm like, we good, we go to Waffle House. Right. And then next year something happens. Like, somebody gets shot, there's a fight, things are getting cut up. Now, the one thing I did say about that, though, which it affects me as a Ville person listening to it, I feel like it's a time machine. I feel like he is, hey, let's talk about this stuff that we used to do and get that feeling back. Like, let's get that old thing back. Like,
but
that's
also,
how I feel.
But he also says that, though. Like, that first part of the album is a time machine. He literally says this first part of the album is, what is it? They said track 29. So that's him at 29. So that literally would be a correct accusation, because it is literally him going back in time.
Yeah.
He's talking about that 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why, even with this album, when I think about it overall, I'm like, it kind of made me feel like For Your Eyes Only, where it's like, it's specialized. Like, I'm not going to hit play on this every 6 months, maybe once a year, if that, every leap year. Not saying it's bad. I think Cole is really trying to stretch himself on this album. Like we've described it as a buffet before, and I feel like it's a lot into it. Like, and it's really good. Like it's chunky. Like it's a lot to it. Like it's amazing. But I also think it's like I don't want to. I don't want to be like I don't want to be at the let out like that no more, or at least not what you talking about. Like when I'm at the let out now, I'm not. I'm praying and thinking that I'm gonna get shot. I'm not thinking that commonly. I feel safe downtown Durham, hopefully.
But I also think you're thinking from a little bit older perspective. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are not the people really at the let out anymore. But for the college kids or the kids who are still in that 20 space,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm also looking at the reception like of the kids who are listening to this song, that's what they are. That's like, oh, this their song.
Yeah.
They listen to it on the streets.
Yes, that's why it was affected that I laughed so hard when it was like, you don't like Let Out, because that is the song that I see the most on like timelines where people are like vibing with that. People are vibing with the Let Out.
That's not what I asked you, man. You know what I'm asking you.
Or are you asking me?
Are they playing this in the streets?
Yes, I'm telling you, yes.
Nah, I'm not talking about socially. I'm not talking about Instagram. You know where I'm talking about.
You're talking about in the club.
I'm talking about in the schoolhouse.
No,
they're not.
That's what I'm saying. When I'm talking to you about the streets, that's the streets for you, okay? They're not listening to this on the streets.
They're not listening to this album.
But they had to let out. They had to let out for real.
No, them is children. Them is children. They not listening to this at all.
And when were we at the let out? Okay.
We had our own club.
Tristin is probably you probably like what's the let out? Like what are you talking about? And we not gonna speak specifically about what the let out is because it'll ruin the narrative of the album. But I think this let out record is the perfect example of the ambition that Cole came into with this album, because this is a risky song. Like if you're putting together a track list, this rock infused acoustic production, non-hip hop type of song, right? That's kind of anthem-y, that has a concept behind it. Like this is an extremely risky song to put on the first disc of your album. And I think it landed. I think he took multiple types of risk like this on the album, and I think they generally really worked.
Okay, Cole. So I'm gonna add that to my list.
Gotta listen. Now you're not. It's one of those songs. If on the first listen, if it's not your type of music, you're not gonna feel it at all, right? Because it's a totally different sound than what he's rapping when he's been on Safety, right? A traditional type of storytelling hip hop record. It's on a completely different spectrum than on Safety is, but it fits into the narrative so perfectly, and so many people are going to connect with it because people can relate to the concept. It gives story to a concept that we've all experienced in real life, coming out of an event and coming into a parking lot. And that's all I'll say because I don't want to ruin the narrative for Tristin.
Definitely gonna have to check that one out. It sounds.
Oh, you'll hate it. Or you're gonna hate it at first. You're gonna hate it.
So is this? I feel like I like his heart. I like his story, but even when we were talking about sonically, like even with the let out, is this Mexican thing going on? Like I'm trying to. He sounds good, but it's like a big mess to me. It's like it kind of feel like a
you know what it sounds like?
It's a buffet. It's a buffet.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a song you would hear at Husk.
What's Husk?
You know what Husk is.
I don't know.
They playing that there. They playing the Mexican night. The hip hop. It's called the singing. They playing that because he started a little Mexican part or Mexican sounding, Then he gets to the once he gets to the once he gets to the that he's singing.
I
You dancing.
I
You're
guarantee
dancing.
you.
They are
I
playing that song
guarantee
in the
you.
club. They are playing Will You Survive the
Okay.
Let Out at the Let Out.
I think what I don't like about the song also, and even hearing it, I'm not saying Cole did it wrong. I think he did it good. I don't want to be thinking if I'm going to survive the let out. I don't want
But
to be thinking that.
it's real, like it's Fidel, it's the narrative, like it's a part of the concept of he's telling a story about Fayetteville that is a reflection of our real life. It's at the back end of the first disc where he's 29 years old, driving around Fayetteville, right, having these conversations, going to the club in Fayetteville. Like, is there not, sure, sonically it's outside of the norm, but narratively, like, it's just real. Don't we want to feel something when it comes to albums, even if it's uncomfortable emotion? It makes you feel
Yes,
something.
but this song feeds my anxiety. That's
Sure.
what I'm feeling. And I
Sure.
don't want to feel that hearing this. And maybe he's too great of a storyteller and producer, even for me for this album, because now when I talk about it out loud, I get that same feeling from a lot of songs where I'm like, all right, like I don't want to like
You
feed
feel like you
into the
there. You
narrative.
feel like you there. You there.
Yeah. Like even like 2 6 niggas running wild. I don't want to feed into the thought of like niggas just out of control out of here. Niggas be running around. Like they
Yeah.
used to do that. It used to be it been some hot summers where it's like, yo, it's wild. Like niggas
Yeah.
got chill. But now when I say come visit the Ville, I don't think that's us. Now, I think, yes, there's a nigga somewhere in the Ville running wild, but I don't think that is a thing. And just me, maybe in my unk self, I don't want to be thinking about that and feeding into it.
I also think for you, I think you're personalizing some of this a little too much.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%. And
I'm thinking because
yeah.
for me too, I think of that. I also have connected to that as a somebody who grew up here, but I also try to think of like the general public. Like when the
Right.
general public is
100%.
hearing the 2 6, to me that's no different than the New York record where they
Yeah.
going New York, New York. That's the LA. Like, what's the difference between 2 6 niggas run wild than the we run New York? Like, it's the
Right.
same. Like, I don't know. I'm not in New York. I'm not in.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't never run for no borough.
Bro.
Okay.
100%. You're right. And I think we gotta, as
Okay.
people listening to this album, as people that are from Fayetteville, we got to depersonalize it in order to listen to it and look and listen to it from the perspective of somebody who is not from here, who doesn't know anything about the city. Because artists do this all the time, where they create mythology and narrative around the place that they're from. Right? When we listen to Kendrick talk about Compton, we're not from there, right? So we're seeing Compton through his lens. And so we have to depersonalize it in order to listen to this. In order to listen to this properly.
Hey, I agree. I agree. You have to. And I'm learning this even talking through this outside with people. Terrence TP, he's watching. He says the Let Out is his favorite song on the first disc.
Top 5.
Top 5, yeah.
Top 5 for me.
Yeah. I really like, but even after that one, Bombs in the Ville, Hit the Gas.
Oh my goodness. Can we like to me slow down and like
I think some of that is like I will put that when he say I'm the best nigga on the mic or whatever, I'll put that up against anybody as far as like artistry and production and him telling a story. Like some of this stuff, I'm like, man, some of this stuff is so good. Somebody used the word masterpiece. And I'm like, I think I kind of really like that term. Like, because when I first heard it, I'm like, this is an amazing album. That's goes without saying. It's a messy his album. Like he was really selfish with this album, and that's not a bad thing.
Well, if it's messy, it's messy inherently because it's a double disc. Right? Like double discs are really hard to execute. And typically they're super blow. Anytime you've got a record that's 20 to 24 songs, what's the first thing that we're going to say? Oh, this would have been perfect if it had been 12, it had been 15. But the convention for Cole, he's always done 10 and 12 song records, with the exception of Born Center, which had a little bit more volume on it. but he's at his best when he's doing the 10 to 12 song records. But if you're gonna go out, like unload the chamber, like give every song that you've got, right? Even if it could be consolidated down a little bit, even if it's a double disc, if you're going to accomplish a double disc, you got to have a clear narrative on both sides. And I think the narrative is really approachable and it's easy to understand, right? Like I'm driving around this city at 2 different ages and you're getting 2 different perspectives, a less mature man and a more mature man. How is it? So I'm questioning, is it messy or is it just a double disc that's hard to get through because if they're 4 and 5 minute songs and people are now used to 15 or less songs on an album that are 2 to 3 minutes apiece.
I think you're right when the double disc, but I think as like a double disc, they are inherently messy. And so it's gonna get messy, but also I think it's a Fayetteville album. That's what it is. But I think even with the mess is, I feel like he wants to, I think he's really trying to throw his all at the record and it's like adding layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. That's where I feel like even get messy, where even initially I was listening to this album and I kept thinking I was listening to or saying lines from the off season where I'm like, this is not that album. What are you talking about? Like, why are you thinking you're listening to that song or why are you singing that song? That's not that song. And I was like, oh man. And then when I looked at that, the off season, I'm like, man, this really holds up. Like this is what I'm looking for. And I'm like, he doesn't have to appease me. Like to me, I think he was really like, this album is for me. Like, and it's for the fans and it's for hip hop. Yeah. But I think he made this for J. Cole. Cause even that, I think he is trying to, and even from the difference, I thought the first disc was kind of depressing because he is still so conflicted about even rapping. And so I'm like, and this one, he's like, when I was 29, I'm feeling like this. Right. And so later on, he got more swagger and confidence, and he's worked through some of that stuff out, But even then, it's like, when I hear Lonely at the Top, and he's like, oh, niggas gotta go, and niggas left. I'm like, keep your car. That's not, I don't know if I don't have to agree with you, Cole. But when I think about Jay-Z, yeah, he left, but it's not necessarily like people fell off. Melissa. Javon, you need a mute, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Man, hush that white woman up, okay? Hush her up.
The first disc is again, separating being from here. It's violent, right? It's depressing. There are times when it's like it feels super hopeless because he's reflecting on the city and he's coming back and all he's going to is funerals and mothers crying and a lot of suffering around the city and people being shot and killed, right? And he feels particularly helpless and like he's not doing enough in the city, right? So I was like, man, when I was listening through it the first time, I was like, man, it's so violent. Like, why there's so much violence like in this first part. But that was the whole point because the second disc is not that way. The mood switch in the second disc, the amount of clarity, right? The amount of beauty he's able to see in the city once he turns 30, once he's older, right? It gives the 2 disc concept some stability, right? It gives the second disc a clear purpose.
Is there a preference between the first disc and the second disc? Which one is the easier, better listen? Kind of what is the preference? Now everybody's listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, I'd say the first disc is my favorite. The first disc is my favorite, but the second disc has some of the best. The second disc has 2 of the 5 best songs on it to me. That's the crazy thing about it. There's a tremendous 3 of the 5 best songs. I think in the second disc, I have 39 Intro is the best song on the record. I think the intro song is the best song on the album. And then I Love Her Again, I think is another standout record.
Yeah.
Quick Stop there are so many wonderful records in the second part of this disc. Quick Stop is an incredible record, like absolutely amazing. Like I can't get over the production quality on this, his storytelling, the emotion in this song. Even though the first disc is better, wow, this is a great song. This is a great song.
The Quick Sock song is so funny to me because, and I try not to, but like listen to all the narrative, like you listen to the different people doing their pies and they're talking the Joe Buddies and the Roys of the world,
I know what you're
and
talking about.
so when you and these are like even Joe, and it was like he's a rapper, he's a rapper's rapper, and you hear him talk about a Quick Stop song, he's like, oh, this song is not needed because it's just a song about Cole saying like he's famous, he don't want to be famous. Okay, oh, you didn't listen to this song at
Or do
all.
you listen to music or do you just skim through it?
You didn't listen to this song at all. And so but not to dog on him, it gave me clarity. If this is a person who is a rapper's rapper who listened to rap, if he heard this song and it totally missed him, the average person is not listening to this music and catching it. And that to me could be an indictment of the entire project. So if you are just a casual like music person, or you are a fan of these individuals, and you're not necessarily a fan of hip hop, you're not a fan of rap music, 75% of this album is just not going to be for you.
100%. But you don't make an album like this because you're trying to get broader commercial appeal. Cole doesn't need that 15 years into his career. A record like Quick Stop, you make it because it's going to have longevity and because it's a beautiful record, not because the majority of people are thoughtful listeners who are actually catching what he's saying. It's insane to me that Joe Budden totally missed the point of this record, totally missed the emotion behind this record, totally missed the production, totally missed his songwriting and his energy in this record. Like this is the type of song that you put on a side B, and it a lot of times when people make double albums, they're just trying to get to the finish line. So that last 5, 6, 7 songs is like, all right, this is filler. There's a lot to skip here, right? But that's not the case with Cole. You got songs like Quick Stop at the back end of this album, right? You got songs like what's the other one at the back end?
It really feels like he left the back end for where the strongest song. Like the last 5 songs, if you're not even counting the bonus, is Man Up Above, I Love Her Again, What If, and Quick Stop, and the Whole World Is a Veil. Like that's the last, like, you know what I'm saying? So he saved it for that back end.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think those are strong songs. Like in order to fill out a double disc, you need ideas. You need good ideas and purposeful ideas. Quick Stop is a great idea. What If has created, even if you disagree with the idea, it creates conversation and it's thoughtful. I Love Her Again is a brilliant song. I don't love Man Up Above because I don't love how some of the sample flips are used. But it's the back end of this record isn't wasteful. He's not just wasting space to try to get to 24 songs. Even if you're not going to totally revisit all of these records on a day-to-day basis.
It's still gotta take medicine.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't care. You're falling off your game, buddy. You're a teacher now. You're not part of this podcast life anymore. It's okay. Wait, let me get my stuff right. I really think, and I'm not gonna be facetious, I promise you. Do I need this lesson again from Cole? Quick Stop is an awesome produced record. I get what you're saying. Haven't you said this once before in a different way?
You can argue. Yeah, you can argue there's some redundancy on this record as far as his discography. Yeah, you definitely can.
That's how, and I'm not. Gotta put caveats. You got to get canceled around here. It's not even horrible, but also where I'm like listening to it, I'm like, kind of like the boy Drake, where I'm like, well, I admire it and I really like it, and you're better than 99% of the field. But also, if you want me to like this again and not think about the other thing, it's not as strong as the other thing. Like I've heard this version of this song before, and that's why I think the production, and I'm really glad that he said like, yo, not glad, but I'm glad he's taking a new step where he's like, I'm not interested in making another J. Cole album. I'm gonna start producing. I'm gonna start doing that because I think the producing is it's always been his highest point. Well, after 2014 and after, I think the producing has been out the water compared to because every Kendrick can't say that, and it's not competition, but
Yeah,
Drake can't
nobody can
say
say that.
that. Like that when you talk about Prince and Michael, that's stuff that make you like they got depth and talent and substance.
Right.
Because even when I'm looking, okay, and we're going from top to bottom, I'm going through this
Okay.
track list, and then we're gonna go to the next thing because we about talked about J. Cole this whole time.
Mhm.
29 intro, really, really good.
Great.
26, I like it. I don't go back and listen to it now, and I'm live in the pod on the pod.
Mhm.
I'm gonna play it. If I see Fat Joe, I'm playing it. If I'm outside, like
Yeah.
we going up, I'm playing it when I DJ.
Right.
But I'm not running to 26. I run. Let me go to the off season. I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
cool with
I like
ATM. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
Safety
yeah.
is fun. Run a train? Nah.
I loved it.
I don't, I'm good. I'm
Future.
good.
Future is great.
Because J. Cole, he wanna be a nigga so bad. He wanna be a nigga and talk about nigga stuff so bad. Run a train? Yeah, you being creative. I get it. But you
It's not.
and even you saying,
it.
all this long D, you gotta be so specific, Cole. You gotta give the analogy. You got to.
Does he
Mulatto,
want to be? Does he want to be a
I'm
nigga, or is
fresh
he
up
just
out
a?
of slavery.
Or is he just a nigga? Or is he just a nigga? Like maybe he is just a nigga.
And that's the remote. He is just
He's just a
yeah.
nigga.
And that's what Cole. That's what he been saying, and I get it.
And,
Like
and that's the thing. He been telling you that.
I'm a nigga.
I'm
I'm
just a
just
nigga.
another nigga. Hey, okay, I get it. You know what? This is very lightning pod. I get it. He is just a nigga.
So
He
I got a
is.
quick question that I will add, just quickly. You said you felt like there was some redundancy. Can you like pinpoint that directly for me? Like where you feel like I heard this song on another track?
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's good. I think it got to be something. I don't want to say 2014. Maybe some stuff on KOD.
Sure.
Love Yours. Like that's an undermining theme of his. Like to me, I put that in the Love Yours category.
Mm-hmm.
Or
So you feel like Quick Stop Love Yours is the same message? That's
yeah,
a no, sir.
yeah, yeah. I think it's similar
Okay.
as in, have some empathy, be appreciative because niggas got it at different sides. Like there's two ends of the railroad track. That's what I feel.
I guess. I think they are trebling similar waters, but I think the
Yeah,
overall message is different.
yeah,
I think
okay.
it's different because I think "Love Yours" is like a record was like, "Hey, I was trying to ascend to this thing, and I
Mm,
got to this thing, and I realized, hey, this is not what it was." I think
Mhm.
that's what "Love Yours" is about to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I
yeah,
think "Quick Stop" is more of a like, "Hey, I'm down in the dumps, and I'm feeling this type of way. I don't really know why." And I went back home and I reconnected with some folks, and they are showing me like that my what I do matters. To me,
Mhm.
that's the difference. Like that song is really like, hey, no matter what you do matters. You the
Yeah.
barbershop guy, you matter. You the janitor, you matter. Like literally, that's to me,
yeah,
that's the difference. Like Love Yours is like a more of like you matter as like individually, but to
mm,
me, Quick Stop is like you matter like to the culture. You matter to people. Like what you do matters to others. To me, when I hear Quick Stop, that's what I'm getting. Like the work that you doing, you may not see it, but it is affecting someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, one is an internal song and the other one is an external song.
Yeah.
you're a little bit
I,
more nuanced than me. I like that. That's good.
I, I, I give some liberty to songwriters when it comes to if they have similar themes across their ideas, right? Love Yours was written, 11, 12 years ago. I think this is a completely different song. Similar self-encouragement themes on it, though, right? I think it offers something unique. I think he's got some of his best. For this album to be called "The Fall Off" and him taking control of the narrative that artists normally are forced into. right? Which is like you overstay your welcome and you lose your touch when it comes to your artistry. I feel like he reached some of his best songwriting that he's ever had on this album. I think his rapping ability is at the top that it's ever been at 41 years old. And I think some of his production choices on here are super unique from what he's ever chosen before. One of the criticisms of him has always been that I don't share, but many people share that listen to mainstream hip hop, is that, hey, these beats are sleepy to me, right? And I think there's going to be beats on here that's going to be sleepy to some people if they don't have taste in some slower beats, right? But some of the production on here is absolutely fantastic. I think he's got 3 beat switches on here, maybe 4 beat switches in the middle of these songs, which is more than I've ever seen him execute on. And I think he delivers on every single last one of them. Top song, I'll give you top 5 songs really quick. At 5, I got Quick Stop. At 4, I got The Let Out. At 3, I got Safety. At 2, I got Poor Thing. And at 1, I got 39 Intro. I think everybody's doesn't appreciate 39 Intro because it starts slow and then the beat switch picks up. But I appreciate that whole song. And I think unconventional people criticize him for being too straightforward. I think he's got some unconventional song structures on here that I think served him really well, right? And I wish he had been doing his entire career, right?
Yeah, some people gonna see a 6-minute song and go say no just because they
right. They're gonna
just
be
because it's
right.
6 minute song. They're gonna see a
Because
6-minute song and go no.
100%. But once they get to that beat switch, they'll wake up. Then, right? They'll wake up on that beat switch.
Let's talk about Bad Bunny.
Are you spinning? Certainly, Who the F is You? That beat switch is going to be around for a long time, right? To me, like, what are the hit? He doesn't care about hits. I don't care about hits. It's about the longevity of the record, right? And him creating what he wanted to. But what are the hits on this album, if there are any at all? And is Who the F is You one of those songs that you're like, oh yeah, we're spinning this at the party, like this is crazy. Like, is that gonna be around?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Got to. Insane beat switch.
We'll get into more in the After Dark Nightcap show. Now we're going to Bad Bunny.
Yes.
Speaking of the